Well, I'm on a quick business trip in Savannah, Georgia right now, and I'm just soaking up these cobblestone streets and old buildings. I mean, look at that. I don't have that in my hometown, and I think it's pretty amazing. But the training that I delivered today, part of it was focused on different disc styles, different preferences and priorities in the way that we approach our work. And when I think of styles and I think about my style and who in my life has a different style than mine, the first person who comes to mind is my husband. In fact, we are like polar opposites on the disc model. And here's a great example. So just yesterday, I had given him a call to let him know that our youngest finally created a Christmas list, and that on her list, she had requested, she wants a Jalen Hurts jersey for Christmas. Philadelphia Eagles. And I knew it was just going to make his heart sing. He'd be so happy to hear that. And so I asked if he could take the lead on ordering one for her. And literally minutes after I talked to him, he had already ordered a jersey for $85. Folks, she's 7 years old. I'm like, she's going to outgrow this $85 jersey in a year. And I said, did you do some research? Did you look at other options to see if that was the best deal? And he said, nope, that was first one. It looked great, and I went with it. And so my style is such that I would have spent minutes, hours, maybe days researching options before buying it to make sure I was finding the best choice and the best deal. And he can tend to act faster and make decisions quickly. Now, in these situations, when we are managing someone or working with someone who approaches things differently than us, what we often do is we see what they're doing and we think that they have an opportunity to improve or to change, right? My gut reaction is to say, you should have done more research and analyzed the options. And probably his reaction is, you are wasting time when you do that, and we need to just move along, which is true. And so when we see somebody approaching something differently than we do, our reaction is either to just be frustrated and make judgment, or to want to give them feedback. And sometimes feedback is more about us than it is about them. It's more about our preference than it is about an actual need to change an actual performance issue. And so here's my challenge for you. If you're a manager and you have employees, I want you to think of an employee who is currently approaching their work in a way that you think is not the most effective. And maybe you have some feedback that you want to provide to them. And before you give that feedback, I want you to pause and think about, is this actually necessary for them to change in terms of to support better performance, or is this merely my preference? And if you are not a manager and you have colleagues, to think about who's that person that kind of drives you crazy in the way that they approach their work. And again, to pause and not just go to feedback, but instead, here's the challenge. Instead, I want you, both managers and employees alike, to think of that person and to say, you know what could I learn from them? Rather than judging their approach, what is it about their approach that actually brings strength to the team and to their work? What is it that I could learn from their approach? And maybe it's something you could try, or it's just something you could appreciate more. So before you jump to feedback and judgment, might we pause and say, what could I learn from this? And how is that difference potentially a strength?